welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video tutorial, we're going to learn how to crochet step by step the Nairobi backpack. The design belongs to Maria Hadjivasiliou, who has a store with material for bags here in Greece, but is also a designer. So please do not copy the pattern. Okay, you can make the backpack, you can sell the backpack, but please do not copy the pattern to sell it or to make your own video with it, okay? So a few things that I want to say before we start is that throughout the video, and especially in the beginning, I mentioned that we change colors in every 2 rows because this is what Maria mentions in her pattern. Now, please be aware that in order to have this beautiful chevron and waves to look like this, what we need to do, I mention it later on the video, but I want to mention it now in the beginning so you're aware from the beginning. After the first 2 rows that I crochet around the base with single crochet, you're going to work with the same color only the first row of repetitions. And from there on, you're going to start changing colors in every 2 rows in order to have the chevron stitch looking like this and not to have a straight line as I have down here with the single crochet. So I'm repeating, first 2 rows around the base plus the first row of repetitions are the same color, and from there on you're going to start changing your colors in every 2 rows up until the end. Okay, so let's see one by one the material that we're going to use and how to start. Now let's see one by one the material that we're going to use. I'm going to need a total of 4 cones of rope. Okay, and I have used these 4 colors. I'm going to use beige, olive green, black, and this 2 colored yarn over here. Okay, it's 50% polypropylene and 50% polyester. Then we have our leather base, which is 14 centimeters by 24 with the links already attached on the base. Then I have my leather zipper with the back handles already attached on here and the hooks where in the end when we join everything together, those hooks over here are going to be attached on the links on my base. I also have a pre-prepared lining. It's already sewn in the measurements of the bag. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do, because once I finish crocheting my bag, I'm just gonna fit it in the bag and just sew on the top. And the crochet hooks that we're going to use are 2. A 3mm crochet hook, which I am only going to use to crochet on the base, to crochet the beginning chains on my base. And then for the rest of the bag, I'm going to use a 5mm crochet hook. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's start crocheting. And I'm going to attach my rope or cord on the back side over here, on the side where I have the links. Okay, somewhere in the center attach your yarn. So grab it from the back and bring it to the front. Okay, so what I want to do from here on, I want to pull the loop as much as I need to reach the next hole on the base. Grab the yarn from the back and pull it through the hole and through the loop that you have on your hook. Okay, keep crocheting. Okay, extend the loop until you reach the next hole on the base. Grab the yarn from the back, pull it through the hole and through the loop that you have on your hook. Extend your loop until you reach your next hole on the base. Put your hook in the hole. Grab the yarn from the back and pull it through the hole and through the loop that you have on your hook. So we are creating chains on the base by doing this, and this is the best way to start crocheting on a leather base. Okay, keep working chains all around. Once I reach right here in the last hole, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to create together the last chain on the base. I have completed creating my chains on my base all around, and this is what we have so far. Now see that we have a gap over here. We're not going to leave it like this because we're not going to be able to crochet all around our bag. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut your rope from the back, okay, and pull the loop. Just pull it through the chain, okay, and this is what we have as a result at this point. Now put your hook under the first chain, grab the rope, pull it under. Now go right over here in the last hole that you crocheted into and put your hook from the bottom to the top in that hole, and we want the crochet hook to go in between the chain, okay. Grab the rope and pull it under. Oops. Make sure you do it carefully. Okay, and just pull it through. And here we have the last chain. Just fix it up a little bit, okay, and this is what we have as a result. Now turn upside down and make a knot over here. Okay, now weave in the ends on the loops that are created when we worked the chains on the base. Okay, take the one piece of yarn and weave it in on the one side, and the other piece of yarn, weave it in on the other side. Once you finish weaving, make sure you burn your ends so the yarn does not frog, because when you don't burn, this is what happens to this yarn. It starts frogging itself, okay? So once I finish weaving in, I'm going to turn my video back on. I completed weaving in my end on the wrong side of my base, and I'm going to turn on the good side again, and on the side that I have my links over here, I'm going to attach my yarn and I'm going to start crocheting around the base. So I'm going to put my hook under one of the chains somewhere in the center, okay, and we want to do it on the side that we have the links, because this is the wrong side of the project, the part that's going to be on your back, okay, and this is going to be the front. So take the yarn and grab it and pull it under the chain, okay, chain one, and under the same stitch, under the same chain, we're going to work 2 single crochet, okay. So put your hook under here and work 1 single crochet and 1 more under the same stitch. And what we're going to do in this first row, we're going to be working 2 single crochet under every chain that we have worked on the base, okay. So next chain, put your hook under and work 2 single crochet, 1 same stitch, 2, next chain, 1 same stitch, 2. Okay, so keep working 2 single crochet under every chain all around. Once I reach the last chain and I'm going to work my last 2 single crochet, we're going to see how to continue. I've completed row 1 with a total of 80 single crochet. So now I'm going to put my hook in the first stitch for this row, and I'm going to work a slip stitch, chain 1, okay, to start row number 2. What we're going to do now is we're going to put stitch markers to know where to work increases. On each side of my base, I'm going to work a total of 5 increases on the one side and 5 increases on the other side as well. So let's go ahead and attach our stitch markers. What I want to do is this stitch right here is the corner. So I want to attach a stitch marker to the stitch that aligns approximately with the stitch before the corner and with the stitch after the corner. So the stitch before the corner is this one, and it aligns approximately with this single crochet over here. Now the stitch after the corner is this one over here, and the single crochet that it aligns to, it's approximately this one over here. So now I'm going to count the distance that I have between each stitch marker, and I have 1, 2, 3 single crochet distance. Okay, this will help me with my other corners. So this is the corner stitch over here, and the stitch before the corner is this one over here, and it aligns approximately with the single crochet. Okay, and because I know that I have a 3 stitch distance, I'm going to count 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and attach my stitch marker on the 4th. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I turn my base upside down, I'm going to see that it has that I attached it exactly on the stitch that's after my corner. Now I need to count as well the distance that I have between the 2 stitch markers up here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single crochet distance. Now I need to put a stitch marker in the center stitch of those 9, and it's my 5th single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th, I'm going to attach a stitch marker. Okay, and these are my 5 increases on the one side. So what I know now is that I have stitch marker, 3 single crochet, stitch marker, 4 stitches, stitch marker, 4 stitches, stitch marker, 3 stitches, and my other stitch marker. So let's go ahead on the other side and repeat the same step. So this right here is the corner stitch, so this is the stitch right before it, and the single crochet that it approximately aligns with is this one over here. And since I know how many stitches I have distance between each stitch marker, I can count my stitches now. So count 1, 2, 3. On the 4th, I'm going to attach my other stitch marker. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and attach the stitch marker on the 5th. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and attach the stitch marker on the 5th, and then 1, 2, 3 stitches, and attach your stitch marker on the 4th. And if you turn your base upside down, you'll see that the stitch markers are exactly on the spots they need to be. This is the stitch before the corner and the stitch after the corner, my center stitch, and again before the corner and after the corner. Okay, so now we're going to start row number 2, in which we're going to have a total of 90 single crochet in the end. I have 80 stitches at this point, and I'm adding a total of 10 extra stitches in row 2, so I'm going to have a total of 90 stitches. Okay, so let's start. And what I have mentioned in other videos as well is that when we do not turn the work to keep crocheting on the other direction, and we keep going in circles, the stitch that belongs, the loop that belongs to each stitch is on the top right. So this is the first single crochet, and on the top right it's the loop that belongs to it. So in the same stitch that we worked our slip stitch, we're going to work our first single crochet. And this is one of the reasons we usually get a diagonal seam, is because we put our crochet hook in the wrong spot. Okay, starting from the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, and keep crocheting 1 single crochet up until you reach your stitch marker. I've worked 1 single crochet in every stitch, and I have reached my stitch marker. So I'm going to remove it, and in the same stitch that I had my stitch marker, I'm going to work 2 single crochet. Okay, so 1 same stitch, 2. Okay, so keep working 1 single crochet in every stitch, and in every stitch marker work 2 single crochet as I just did. Okay, keep working all around, and once you reach the last stitch over here, sorry for the sound, but I guess you're moving furniture on the apartment above. Okay, so this right here is the last single crochet, not this one, because this right here is my slip stitch. Once you reach over here, it's your last stitch, and you're going to have a total of 90 single crochet. I have completed crocheting row number 2 with a total of 90 single crochet. Now put your hook in the first single crochet for this row and work a slip stitch and a chain 1. Okay, so I have a total of 90 stitches now. Now is we're going to start working the pattern. Okay, and as I mentioned, we have a multiple of 6, and this is because the pattern repeats itself in every 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, from the single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. But not only we have a multiple of 6, but the pattern repeats itself in every 6 rows. Okay, so we have the 6 rows of repetition in which we're going to work together, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing colors in every 2 rows. So I'm going to keep crocheting with a beige for the first and second row of repetition, the next 2 rows with another color, and so on. Okay, so we are going to start with a chain. I have already worked my chain, okay, which counts as my first stitch for this pattern. In the next stitch, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 3 triple crochet in the next stitch, 1 double, 1 half double crochet, single crochet, and so on. Okay, so let's start. So since I've worked the chain and it's supposed to count as my first stitch, okay, I'm going to start crocheting from the second stitch right over here by working my half double crochet. So put your hook in the next stitch, work your half double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 3 triple crochet in the next stitch. So yarn over twice, put your hook in the next stitch, yarn over through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and the last 2 loops, yarn over twice. Okay, put your hook in the same stitch, take the yarn through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and the last 2 loops, yarn over twice, and put your hook in the same stitch for the third and last time to work the last triple crochet. Okay, now in the next stitch we're going to work 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and finish the repetition with 1 single crochet. Okay, so this is how it looks at this point. So we're going to do 1 more repetition together. Okay, so after the single crochet, work 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 3 triple crochet in the next stitch, 1 same stitch, 2, and same stitch for the third and last time, 3. Okay, now 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so keep repeating those 6 stitches, okay, up until you finish all around, where in the last stitch right in here we're going to finish with a single crochet since you're crocheting correctly. Okay, The last repetition will fall in the last 6 stitches over here, and the last stitch will be a single crochet. Once I finish, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to start the second row of repetitions. I have completed crocheting my first row of repetitions, and the mistake that I made before I turned my video off is the last stitch is a half double crochet and not a single crochet. And the reason that my last stitch is a half double crochet is because I want the pattern to repeat itself all around, even after the slip stitch. So the chain 1 I mentioned in the beginning counts as a single crochet, and then I have 1 half double, double, the 3 triple, and so on. Okay, so once I finish my row, I need again to have a single crochet, half double crochet, double, my 3 triple, double crochet, half double crochet, and because the chain 1 was the first single crochet, I do not need to crochet another single crochet. And as I see over here, this is not a stitch that I can crochet into because this is my slip stitch. Okay, so your last stitch will be a half double crochet, and since the chain 1 counts as a single crochet, the pattern repeats itself all around. Now put your hook in that first chain that we worked and work a slip stitch, chain 1, and turn your work to crochet on the opposite direction. Now we're going to start by crocheting 1 single crochet in each of the first 3 stitches. Okay, this is not the first stitch, this is my slip stitch. This right here is the first stitch. Okay, so 1 single crochet in each of the first 3 stitches. 1, next stitch, 2, and 3. And now on the next stitch, which is the center stitch out of the 3 triple crochet that I was working, I'm going to work an increase again. Okay, and I'm going to work 3 single crochet in the same stitch. 1, same stitch, 2, and 3. Okay, now I'm going to start going downwards by working 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. The first stitch is on top of the triple crochet, and the second stitch is on top of the double crochet. Now the next 3 stitches, the half double crochet, the single crochet, and the half double crochet, I'm going to work them together. I'm going to close those 3 stitches together to count as 1 stitch. So put your hook in the half double crochet and hold the loop. Put your hook in the single crochet and hold your loop. Put your hook in the half double crochet and hold your loop. So I have 4 loops which I'm going to close together to count as 1 stitch. Okay, now I'm going to start again repeating the steps. I'm going to start going upwards by working 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So 1 on the double crochet, 2 on top of the first triple crochet. Now on the second triple crochet, again I'm going to work 3 single crochet. 1, same stitch, 2, same stitch, 3. Now again start going downwards by crocheting 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. First stitch is the triple crochet, second stitch is on top of the double crochet, and then I'm going to close together the next 3 stitches, the half double crochet, the single crochet, and the half double crochet. So put your hook in the half double crochet and hold the loop, in the single crochet and hold the loop, in the half double crochet and hold the loop. So I have 4 loops which I'm going to close together as 1 stitch. So keep repeating those steps all around. 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 3 single crochet in the same stitch, 2 single crochet going downwards, close together the next 3 stitches, and again 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 3 single crochet in the same stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 2, close the next 3 stitches together, and so on. Once I reach the end, I'm going to turn my video back on to work on top of the last peak over here, we're gonna work it together, okay? I'm almost done crocheting the second row of repetitions. So what I have so far is I have worked my 2 single crochet going upwards. I have worked 3 single crochet in the center stitch, and in the last 2 stitches that are left in the row now, you're only going to have 2 stitches left. Put your hook in the next stitch and hold the loop. Put your hook in the last stitch of the row and hold the loop on your hook. We have 3 loops which we're going to close together. So the difference in the last wave comparing to all the other ones is that after the increase that I work in the peak over here of the wave, after the 3 single crochet in the same stitch, I work the last 2 stitches together. I work a decrease, okay? Where in the other waves, after my increase, I worked 1 single crochet in the next 2, and then I worked my decrease. So when you finish the repetitions of row number 2, you will have 3 single crochet in the same stitch in the peak and your decrease in the next 2 stitches, which are the last 2 stitches of the row. Now put your hook in the chain 1 that you started the row with and work a slip stitch. Okay, now at this point I want to mention that if you're fairly new to crochet and you're afraid that you're going to lose the chain 1, please make sure that after you work the chain to start the row with, just put a stitch marker to know where is the chain and where to work your slip stitches. So because this was the second row that I worked with the beige color, okay, I'm going to now change my color, so cut your cord and burn it in the end. So I'm going to change my color to work the next 2 rows with the Kiki. I think it's called in English. Okay, so take the new color and pull it through the loop. Okay, tighten up the chain and work 1 chain with the new color. And the next 2 rows we're going to work it with this color over here. So now we're going to start the repetitions of row number 3. So after the chain 1, turn your work. Okay, starting from the first stitch, which is this one over here and not this over here, this is the slip stitch. So starting from the first stitch, work 1 single crochet in the first 2 single crochet. Okay, so 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the second stitch. Okay, now in the peak right here of the wave, which is the center of the 3 single crochet that we were working in the same stitch, so right here in the peak again we're going to work 3 single crochet in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. As we did in the previous row, work 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, next stitch, 2. As we did in the previous row, we're going to work the next 3 stitches together. 1, 2, 3. So put your hook in the first stitch and hold the loop. Put your hook in the second stitch and hold the loop. Put your hook in the third stitch and hold the loop. Okay, so I have 4 loops which I'm going to close together as 1 stitch. So now we're going to work 1 single crochet going upwards, 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, so 1, next stitch, 2. In the peak again, I'm going to work 3 single crochet in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then again going downwards, work 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Okay, now keep repeating these steps. In the next 3 stitches we're going to work them together, 1, 2, 3. Then start going upwards by working 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. On the peak, work your increase, 3 single crochet in the same stitch, 1, 2 stitches going downwards. The next 3 again you're going to close together and keep repeating this step up until you finish the row. Once I reach the last wave over here, I'm going to turn my video back on to finish the row together. I'm almost done with the repetitions over row number 3. I'm on top of the last wave where I have worked my increase, the 3 single crochet on the peak of the wave, and I have a total of 4 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches going downwards. 1 and 2. And the last 2 stitches I'm going to work together. I'm going to work a decrease. So put your hook in the next single crochet and hold the loop. On the last single crochet and hold the loop, and we have 3 loops on our hook which we're going to close together to count as 1 stitch. Now put your hook in the first chain that you worked to start this row. Okay, and work a slip stitch. Now chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turn your work. Now we're going to start the repetitions of row number 4. And in this row, we're going to straighten up all the edges, okay? We're not going to have the waves anymore in this row. So what I want to do is I'm going to skip the first stitch, which isn't this one. This is the slip stitch. This is the first stitch. I'm going to skip it, and I'm going to start by working a triple crochet in the next stitch. Okay, by doing this, it's the same thing as working a decrease of the first 2 stitches of the row. Okay, so yarn over twice, skip the first stitch, put your hook in the second one, and work a triple crochet. Okay, so first 2 loops, next 2 loops, and the last 2 loops. In the next stitch, I'm going to work 1 double crochet, one half double crochet in the next stitch, and on the peak of the wave I'm going to work 1 single crochet. Now going downwards, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, one double crochet in the next stitch, and in the decrease that we're going to work in the next 3 stitches, we're going to work a triple crochet decrease. So yarn over twice, put your hook in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, through the next 2 loops, and the last 2, leave them on your hook. Again, yarn over twice, put your hook in the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through the first 2 loops, the last 2 loops, and leave the last one on your hook. And for the last time, yarn over twice, put your hook in the next stitch, okay, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and leave the last one on your hook. So I have a total of 3 triple crochet and 4 loops on my hook, which I'm going to close together to count as 1 stitch. Okay, so now we're going to go upwards on the wave, and I'm going to work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and on the peak of the wave work 1 single crochet. And see how our row has started to straighten up? This is the result that we want to have in this row. So after my single crochet, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, And the next 3 stitches we're going to work together by working a triple crochet decrease. So yarn over twice, put your hook in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and leave the last 2 on your hook. Yarn over twice, put your hook in the next stitch, grab the yarn through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and leave the last one on your hook. Yarn over twice, put your hook in the next stitch, okay, and grab the yarn through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and leave the last one on your hook. Again, we have 3 triple crochet, 4 loops, which we're going to close together as 1 stitch. So this is the repetition that we're going to do throughout the whole row. So after the 3 triple crochet decrease, work going upwards, always work 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and on the peak work 1 single crochet. Okay, so these are the steps that you're going to repeat throughout the row. So after the peak, going downwards, again, half double crochet, 3 triple crochet decrease, going upwards, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, going downwards, half double crochet, 3 triple crochet decrease, and so on. Once I reach the last wave, I'm going to turn my video back on. I'm almost done with row number 4. I have worked my single crochet on the peak of the wave, and now I'm going to finish the row by working 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and the last 2 stitches I'm going to work together to form a decrease. Okay, and this is how we're always going to be working the repetitions of row number 4. So put your hook in the next stitch and work 1 half double crochet. Now yarn over once and put your hook in the next stitch and work. Grab the yarn, pull it through the stitch, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops and leave the last one on your hook. Now in the next stitch we're going to work a triple crochet decrease. So the one stitch is going to be a double crochet and the second stitch is going to be a triple crochet, and then we're going to close both of those stitches together to count as 1 stitch. So yarn over twice and put your hook in the last stitch for this row. Okay, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, through the next 2 loops, and leave the last one on your hook. We have 3 loops on our hook, close them together to count as 1 stitch. And put your hook in the 4th chain, counting from the bottom to the top, and slip stitch. Okay, so this was the end of the row number 4, and this was the second row that I worked with the second color. So I'm going to now change, and I'm going to turn to a new color. So cut this yarn, okay, and attach the new one. So this is the 3rd color that I am attaching. Okay, so grab the yarn and pull it through the chain. Chain 1 with the new color and turn your work. Rows 5 and 6 are going to be very easy because we're only crocheting 1 single crochet in every stitch, okay? Starting from the first stitch, which is this one over here, the decrease that we worked. 1, next stitch, 2, next one, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so keep crocheting 1 single crochet in every stitch all around. The last stitch that I'm going to crochet right over here will be the 90th stitch. So we are going to have the same number of stitches that we had in the beginning of our project. Once I finish row 5, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to start the repetitions of row number 6. I finished working the 5th row of repetitions, and this is how it looks at this point. Okay, we have a straight line. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to work a slip stitch in that first chain that we work when we start the row with. Okay, slip stitch in that first chain, chain 1, and turn your work to work the 6th and last row of repetitions. Okay, starting from the first stitch, which is this one here, not this one, this is a slip stitch. So starting from the first single crochet, work 90 stitches all around again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, keep working 1 single crochet all around, and once you reach your last stitch over here, you're going to have again 90 single crochet. I have completed working the 6th and last row of repetitions with a total of 90 single crochet. Now put your hook in that first chain and work a slip stitch. And since I have worked 2 rows with the color that I was just using, I am going to attach the 4th and last color, which is going to be black. Okay, so I'm going to take my new color and I'm going to take it through the loop, chain 1 with your new color, and turn your work to start all over again. Okay, so this is the we're going to start doing the repetitions of row 1 again, and this is the last row that we're going to see on camera because the repetitions are going to be the same from here on. The only thing that I want you to remember is that when you come back to repeat row number 1, okay, your number 1s, instead of working in the first stitch of the row, go ahead and work in the second one. Okay, in this chain 1, it counts as my first single crochet of the row. Okay, now skip the first stitch, put your hook in the second stitch and work 1 half double crochet. Okay, so now we're doing the repetitions of row 1 again. Okay, 1 half double crochet, next stitch 1 double crochet, 3 triple crochet in the next stitch, 1 same stitch, 2 same stitch, 3. Okay, now work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and complete the repetition with 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Now start the steps all over again. 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 3 triple crochet in the next stitch, 1, 2, and the last one, 3. 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and finish this repetition with 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so keep repeating those steps. So see, we have started to create the waves again as we did down here. Keep repeating the steps, and the last stitch right over here will be 1 half double crochet. Once I finish this repetition again, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how it looks and then how to continue off camera. I have completed crocheting the repetitions of row number 1 all over again. My last stitch was a half double crochet, as I mentioned before I turned my video off. Now put your hook on the chain 1 that we work to start the row with. Okay, and work a slip stitch. Okay, and this was the end of the repetitions of row number 1 all over again. Now what I'm going to do when I edit the video, on the bottom left right over here, I'm going to have the minutes where to start and where to finish repeating the rows. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mention the minute to start for the repetitions for row number 2, and I'm going to end with the minutes of the repetitions all over again for row number 1, okay? Because we worked row number 1 all over again, so you know how to start all over again the new rows. Okay, so keep repeating the rows, row 1 through row 6 in the same exact way. Once I finish working my backpack, I'm going to turn my video back on. I'm going to mention how many rows, how many times I repeated those 6 rows, and then we're going to see how to crochet to adjust the zipper on the top. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue off camera.